because everything was good. But he chose difficult music. When we chose all of the repertoire, when it became clear what was going to be recorded, it occurred to me as I was arranging the music and as I was listening to my little mock-ups.
I remember that you told us before that this record sounds like an old or earlier Manhattan Transfer record.
Now be careful.
Yeah. Only better.
Yeah.
Did you say that?
It does sound to me, and that was when we chose all of the repertoire, when it became clear what was going to be recorded, it occurred to me as I was arranging the music and as I was listening to my little mock-ups that I made of these arrangements, that the record will sound like an early Manhattan Transfer record, because the Manhattan Transfer stuff at the beginning of their career was very eclectic. And so you had a swing tune next to a pop song, next to a Latin song, next to something else. And they had, the record industry and the whole business has changed. But at that time, a record that had that much diversity could be very successful, as they were. And so you had, on this record, you've got, this little Brazilian flavor, and you've got a lot of good, solid swing playing. But it's not so in one direction that you're not going to get bored with this record, because there's so much there, and the performances are good, the music is good. It's kind of I won't say that it's a musician's record, because that sounds too exclusive. It's not. It's a record for everybody, and that's the thing that I miss about. Honestly, that's the thing that I miss about the industry in general, but it's the thing that I miss about the Manhattan Transfer, and I'm very happy to do this project because it sort of harkens back to that. The trend in jazz choral music or vocal music?
Vocal music.
Well, that's sort of where that's going, I think, and something. The Manhattan Transfer does a lot of pops orchestra work. That tends to cater to an older audience, but I would like to see, as you might not like her, but even Britney Spears or something like that, who uses a lot of vocal stuff in her. I think it's all to the good. I mean, again, it's not my taste, but if you listen to it, it's really ABBA.
Jazz, which is a highly flexible music that basically can work together with any other style. Do you think that happens also for vocal jazz? Because I've never listened to any flamenco jazz vocal music or any tango jazz vocal music, maybe. You think it's
I think so. I think
instrumental jazz?
I think it's, I do think, I think it's just waiting for somebody to have that idea, Before Chicorea's Spain, that didn't exist, I think it's all. That's the one good thing. We were talking about it the other day about globalization. That's the one good thing that I can see in terms of the artistic side of that, is where let's take these kinds of harmonies and this kind of arranging technique and do something with flamenco, or do something with tango, or do something with you name it, and it's just waiting for somebody to do that.
Tell me, what's your favorite song on the ones that I just recorded here? What's your favorite tune? Do you have a favorite tune?
I don't have a favorite one. Wow. No, I don't really.
It doesn't have to be for musical things. I mean, it can be for sentimental reasons. Or
Sammy Kahn who wrote all kinds of lyrics to everything that we all know and love, all the Sinatra stuff. It seems that he wrote lyrics for everything. He said, "What's your favorite?" Somebody said, "What's your favorite lyric?" He said, "The next one."
Okay,
so I kind of feel that way about this. I love working here. I love working with Javier. I love working. The musicians were great. The engineers great. The studio's great. So yeah, my favorite one will be the next one we do here.
Okay. What's been the most difficult arrangement to write among these ones?
Yeah, the most difficult arrangement to write.
If you could tell us why, that would be nice.
Sure. Well, you would think, just listening to it, you would think it would be Esperanza, but that was the easiest one.
Really?
It was so musical. It's such a great piece of music. She's Funny That Way was tough.
Pretty hard one, yeah.
Because it's so dense. It's such a dense arrangement, and there's no. The assignment was to kind of be in the direction of Body and Soul, Phil Mattson's arrangement of I think it was Phil Mattson's arrangement of Body and Soul, and so there's a lot of notes, and it's that 4-part saxophone harmony, super sax kind of thing from beginning to end, and so I was just like. that was probably the most time consuming, most difficult to actually write. Yeah, it's the one I found more copying mistakes than anything.
Another you mentioned Anthony Maxwell. Do you have any like strong influence from anybody? No, like,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
whom among those people you can see in these arrangements?
Oh, Gene Perling. I mean, Gene Perling influenced every vocal writer.
All right.
You know, anybody that does this for a living or has done a lot of this, he's the Bible.
So, well, I mean, my last question is, when are you coming back?
Oh, God love you. Depends on when I get invited back.
Okay. That's not wrong. Okay.
Anytime I can drink good Spanish wine, I'm here.
All right, no problem. If you had to dedicate this record to somebody,
Ah,
who would that be?
if I had to dedicate this record to somebody, well, I think there are two people
Yeah.
that I would dedicate this record to. Yeah, I would say certainly there are two people that I think have influenced this record more than anybody. And I certainly, on commemorating his passing, was Gene Perling, because there's so much of this stuff that really comes out of him. And I think I know Javier lost a sister last year, and I know that was a trying time. So I think those are the two people that I would want this record dedicated to.